Have you ever looked at a tiny, old, beat-up practice amp and thought, there's no way the thing sounds good? Well, today we're talking about one of those amps that completely shatters that expectation. This is the story of the Peavey Decade, a humble 10-watt solid-state combo from the 80s that has become a certified cult classic and a secret weapon for some of the biggest names in rock. So, why the obsession with this little box? First and foremost, it's all about the gain. It's raw, it's gritty, and it has this incredibly unique, harmonically rich saturation that just screams attitude. People often describe it as having a punky character with a very specific mid-forward honk. This isn't a bad thing. In fact, it is what allows a guitar to slice right through a dense mix like a hot knife through butter. It's a sound you just can't get from a modern digital modeler or even many expensive tube amps. It is its own special kind of sonic chaos. Now, if you're a fan of Queens of the Stone Age, your ears might be perking up right now, and for good reason. The Peavey Decade is famously one of Josh Ohm's secret weapons. He used this unassuming practice amp to craft some of his most iconic guitar and even bass tones. Think about the searing, aggressive sound on tracks like No One Knows. A huge part of that sound came from pushing the gain on this little 10-watt wonder. The fact that a cheap, mass-produced practice amp could be responsible for such a massive, professional, and influential sound is a huge part of its mystique. It proves that it's not always about the price tag. It's about the character. Let's talk about the big sound in a small box factor. This is a 10-watt amp with a single 8-inch speaker. By today's standards, that's tiny. But if you've ever plugged into one, you know it gets surprisingly loud. But its real magic shines in the studio. Because of its unique character, it's an incredible tool for recording. You can crank it to get that amazing saturation without shaking the entire house down. That focused, slightly wiry sound that might seem a bit thin on its own is actually perfect for layering in a professional mix. It finds its own space and adds a texture that is difficult to replicate. Another reason musicians have come to love the Decade is its bulletproof simplicity. Look at the control panel. You get gain, treble, bass, and volume. That's it. There are no menus to scroll through, no complicated effects loops, just 4 knobs to get you a killer tone. And true to the Peavey reputation of the time, these things were built like tanks. They were designed to be affordable, reliable workhorses for beginner guitarists. And that rugged construction means many of them are still going strong over 40 years later. You can find them at yard sales or in dusty pawn shops, and chances are they'll fire right up. This amp is more than just a piece of vintage gear. It's a testament to the idea that great tones can come from unexpected places. It's a studio tool, a practice companion, and a piece of rock and roll history all rolled into one. The Peavey Decade has this perfect storm of unique, sought-after distortion. A legendary connection to an iconic artist and a simple, durable design that makes it an enduring classic. So next time you see one of these little beige and black boxes, don't dismiss it. You might be looking at the key to unlocking some truly monstrous tones. It's the ultimate underdog amp that punches way, way above its weight. Thanks for watching, everyone. It's always fun to dive into the stories behind these iconic pieces of gear. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing for more deep dives into the gear that shaped the music we love. We'll see you in the next one.